Yes, well, thank you once again for tuning into the Dismayed Gourmet. I'll try to make this brief. The Dismayed Gourmet is a reluctant tour through modern American eating. I was recently called upon to monitor my cousin's 8 and 10-year-old children. They are both terribly maladjusted boys with very impressive Ritalin prescriptions, which, had their behavioral anomalies been dealt with by virtue of the back of a hand, as mine were, perhaps those Ritalin prescriptions could have been diverted to a reasonable profit and maybe taking care of a month or two of my HOA fees. In any case, the provisions left by my cousin. Let me first digress a moment and say the Dismayed Gourmet is a comedy presentation, and Orville Redenbacher has no business suing me for anything. While modern microwaves are better shielded than their ancestors, I would not be surprised if my cousins were an ancient model that could conduct primitive home X-ray screenings. I pressed the start button and ducked behind a countertop, prepared to enjoy microwave popcorn. The children romped through the radiation field as it buzzed and snapped, and the popping kernels sounded like Chinese New Year in Taipei, an event I had attended on many occasions, usually sideways on the brocade pillows of an opium den in the Zhongshan district. The explosions ceased and a foul smell permeated the air. I shut it off with another half-minute on the timer, pulled the steaming bag from the reactor. 1/3 of the kernels remained whole, while a quarter were burned to a blackened crisp. The children gobbled up both the popped and burned kernels, and even tempted to choke down some that hadn't yet succumbed to the atom-splitting assault. I removed them from the children's reach when the younger cracked a tooth. They were both soon howling as shells embedded themselves above and below their incisors and bicuspids. I located a box of toothpicks and handed it to the elder as I waved him away and fell into a reverie. I recalled the popcorn treat of my own youth that was, as its peddlers claimed, as much fun to make as it is to eat. Jiffy Pop. It was a foodstuffs contraption in which a cooking vessel, kernels, and oil were combined to create anticipation, process, and enjoyment, equipped with wire handles that branded every eager boy like a beef steer. Jiffy Pop cemented itself into the minds of all my age who recall watching an aluminum discus transform itself into a silvery alien's head. In those days we melted a stick of butter and tossed it into a bowl with a dash of salt. I pray I am never assigned to describe what microwave popcorn actually tastes like, as my integrity would require I eat some, rather than just smell it and observe its effects on laboratory animals, that is to say, my nephews. As to the children, they have been drugged and returned to their parents. As to me, I remain truly yours, the Dismayed Gourmet.